Hello everyone, welcome back to my experiment laboratory. Today, we are attempting a fusion unlike anything I have ever created before. 3 weeks ago, a follower named Morganite Star 20413 sent me a request. That immediately caught my attention.
The request was to combine 3 Pokémon, Sylveon, Dragonite, and Ninetales, into a single fusion.
For Sylveon, I did not need to search for one. Sylveon had already been part of one of my previous fusion experiments. Dragonite is actually my own partner. We have already gone through many experiments together. But there was one major problem. I did not have a Ninetales, and without one, this experiment could not begin. So I took Dragonite and Sylveon to an ancient mountain region surrounded by a dense forest. According to my detector, a mysterious source of fire energy had previously been detected in this area. But the deeper we went, the stranger everything became. There were no Pokémon sounds, not even the sound of wind.
Even Dragonite, who was usually calm, began staring into the trees as if it sensed something nearby. Then suddenly, a small ball of fire appeared between the trees and floated silently in the air. Then 9 fiery tails opened through the mist. Ninetales finally appeared before us. Ninetales did not attack immediately. It simply stared at me, as if it already knew why we had come. When I tried to approach, Ninetales suddenly disappeared. Moments later, flames appeared behind me. I did not want to force Ninetales, so I asked Sylveon to step forward first and test its strength. The battle began immediately. Ninetales fired a stream of flames, but Sylveon quickly leaped aside. Sylveon countered with fairy energy, but Ninetales twisted gracefully and redirected the attack. Ninetales then created a circle of fire. Sylveon was trapped as the ground around it began to burn. I told Syl use its ribbons to pull itself toward a tree and escape the trap. From the tree, Sylveon leaped and attacked, but the strike hit the ground directly in front of Ninetales. Ninetales answered with a powerful heat wave. Sylveon was thrown back, but it still managed to stand.
After the battle ended, Ninetales finally stopped resisting. This time, it chose to come with us. After returning to the laboratory, the 3 Pokémon needed for the experiment finally stood before me. Sylveon brought fairy energy and emotional connection. Dragonite brought draconic power and incredible endurance. While Ninetales contributed speed, fire energy, and the ability to create illusions. According to the machine's calculations, the final form should have Dragonite's strength, fairy energy, and 9 fiery tails.
I entered all 3 sets of data into the machine, then started the fusion process.
The energy began spinning faster and faster. The 3 Pokémon slowly disappeared inside the fusion light. But suddenly, the machine's screen changed. The final form prediction had failed. I immediately thought something was wrong.
From within the light, a fusion finally emerged. Fiery tails and fairy energy.
But seconds later, its form changed. The wings disappeared, its body became slimmer, and its fire energy intensified.
I tried to stabilize it, but the fusion changed again before the machine could lock its form.
This time, its body grew larger again. Dragon wings appeared, 9 tails formed, and then its shape changed once more.
I began to panic. The machine was not broken, yet I was no longer in control of the experiment. To test its abilities, I activated the first simulation. Its opponent was a Steelix-shaped Pokémon robot.
Steelix immediately burrowed underground and erupted from below. Its metal body slammed into the fusion and sent it flying.
The fusion tried using fairy energy to bind Steelix, but the robot was too strong and pulled it across the floor. I called for another attack, but the fusion chose its own ability. 3 illusionary copies appeared around Steelix.
The fusion attacked Steelix's joints with fire. The robot lost its balance and finally crashed to the ground.
But that victory did not last long. The laboratory alarm sounded because Team Rocket had discovered my experiment.
They had not come to steal data. They had come to take the fusion, believing it was the perfect weapon.
Team Rocket then sent in a second robot. This time, it was a mechanical Gyarados with heavy armor and an energy core in its chest. The battle began with a high-pressure water attack. The fusion was thrown back, and its fire energy immediately weakened.
The fusion then chose Ninetales' speed. It moved around Gyarados so quickly that the robot could not find its real position.
Fusion-bound Gyarados, then struck its energy core. The robot finally collapsed.
But Team Rocket still had one final opponent, a Dragonite robot designed to imitate the strength of my own partner.
The battle became an aerial duel. The Dragonite robot was far faster and stronger than I had expected.
The fusion was finally overwhelmed. One powerful strike sent it crashing to the floor, and for a moment I thought the experiment was over.
And then I realized my mistake. All this time, I had been trying to control its form and the way it fought. I stopped giving orders. Then I said one thing. Do not follow my commands. Choose for yourself. The fusion then chose for itself. For the first time, it formed a body that was more than just a combination of 3 Pokémon. Dragon energy, fire, and fairy power finally merged. The fusion created an attack I had never programmed before.
When the smoke cleared, the Dragonite robot had fallen. The fusion was still standing, and this time, it had won its own way.
Rocket blast off again!
So, should this fusion have one permanent form, or should it remain free to choose its own form? Tell me your answer in the comments.
Our adventure doesn't end here. Do you have any Pokemon ideas you want us to cover? Thoughts on today's video? Drop them right down in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next video.